How's it going, you sexy beasts? As I'm taking more initiative to push this channel toward more interfacing between myself and badasses such as yourself, I've got an idea for a new series. These will be in the form of the Fan-Picked Friday Challenge. You might say, what in the crazy monkey butt is a Fan-Picked Friday Challenge? Well, my inquisitive friend, it's going to be a series where you, in all of your awesome glory, will pit a class and set up to use in Planetside 2, and see how well I do with it, or if I'm even able to get a single kill with it. So for future episodes, just leave a comment in the section below saying what weapon setups, attachments, abilities, and anything else you can imagine that you'd like to see me try out. Kicking it off, Sir Mana decided to challenge me with the Terran Republic's MSW-R light machine gun with a 1x reflex, soft point ammunition, a laser-equipped commissioner, adrenaline shield, decimator rocket launcher, and a restoration kit to top it all off. So before we jump into anything, let's get acquainted with the MSW-R light machine gun. This weapon fires at 750 rounds per minute, deals 143 damage, and gives it a 0.56 second time to kill and a 7 bullet kill. It's loaded with a 50 round magazine and another 200 rounds in the reserve. Short reload is 3 seconds, and long reload is 3.65 seconds. Vertical recoil is 0.35 degrees, and comes with a 2.5 times first shot recoil multiplier. So with some of the stats out of the way, I found this to be quite an interesting setup. As some of you may know, I did a weapon review of the MSW-R a while back and kind of found it lackluster. That might have been due to my use of the infrared night vision scope, and I've since cut that out of all of my class setups entirely. If only this LMG had access to the 2x reflex, I think that it would be perfect for my playstyle. Though the MSW-R is regarded as an extremely good hipfire weapon, coupled with the advanced laser sight, is still a very capable weapon while aiming down sights. The only drawback I found was the extreme lack of total carried ammunition and the 50 round magazine. There were quite a few times where I find I would die while having to reload or just running out of ammunition entirely. As for the Commissioner, this has got to be my favorite pistol out of any of them. Combining the damage and the laser sight is just an amazing weapon in general. Due to the MSW-R not being the best for medium to long range engagements, the Commissioner fits well into that distance that the MSW-R drops off. I'm sure plenty of people could agree with me though, the iron sights are kind of awful. Hopefully we can get some reflex sights for pistols, huh? The decimator rocket launcher used to be my favorite out of all available launchers, but it's since diminished due to the sheer amount of air that's running around, and the fact that your total amount of carried rockets is one less than normal other launchers. But I did find the best strength that decimator provides is the ability to heavily injure max units and then follow up with half a magazine or so of the MSW-R to finish them off. Now here's the bit that drove me a little insane, the adrenaline shield. I didn't have a lot of certifications to dump into this, since you don't have a very good ability until like the 4th or 5th level, so I seemed to be pretty vulnerable far too many times. When I did get a good killing spree though, it felt pretty good to have a consistent shield available to me, as I was able to keep up the pressure on my enemies in my way, instead of having to hide somewhere to wait for both my shields and the heavy shields to recharge to full. In regards to the restoration kit, this by far has got to be my favorite pocket medic piece, since it restores 500 health over time and isn't limited by reaching maximum health. Meaning if you inject it while at half health and an enemy comes around the corner, you're still going to have that healing if you take a couple more bullets. Though the particular loadout doesn't have it, the restoration kit synergizes extremely well with the resist shield. As for nanoweave, this suit slot cert is perfect for pretty much any heavy assault. Since the heavy shields do not stack with flak armor, nanoweave just fits in amazingly well with the role the heavy assault is designed for, the front lines. Just 1 point in this cert will help you stay alive by 1 more bullet from most enemy weapons, and once maxed you'll survive a headshot from bolt action sniper rifles. Pretty badass overall. Since the MSW-R is a beast of a weapon in close quarters, and we're loaded up with the adrenaline shield, I had to swap up my normal playstyle just a tiny bit. I like to run around with the TMG-50 usually, and would run between cover and try to keep my distance at a good 25 meters or so to allow bullet damage to overwhelm my opponents. With the MSW-R though, I had to change pretty much all of that. I found myself running into buildings guns blazing or hip firing like crazy half the time. The use of restoration kits and the adrenaline shield allowed me to push forward a lot faster than as if I was using the standard nanite mesh generator or a slower firing weapon. All in all, this setup was a blast to use, and the Decimator helped a ton to take out those pesky max units that seem to be ever more prevalent nowadays. Thank you again to Sir Mana for suggesting the setup and being an utter badass. As for this particular video, what did you guys think about it? I've changed up my recording software, render settings, and audio settings, so let me know how it turned out. As for next week's episode, please leave a comment in the section below with an offer of whatever weapons and abilities or consumables you'd like me to run with. I'll choose one of the top rated comments to use in next week's Fan Picked Friday Challenge video. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big ass thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs it down, let me know what I can improve upon. Want to see more videos like this? Then go ahead and subscribe. It's free.